Well, good evening and welcome to the Street Rod Nationals. I'm Nick Donovan. I'm from, KDZA Radio back in Colorado, but also the guy playing the music here for the National Street Rod Association. So, again, welcome to the Street Rod Nationals. Gosh, you all look so wonderful right now, you know? Wow. When I was getting ready to come here, I told my wife that I was going to be doing this thing, and she said, whatever you do, don't be funny, don't try to be intellectual, don't try to be flirty, just be yourself. And I don't know if that was a compliment or not now that I think about it, But anyway, again, thank you so much for being here. We're going to get things rolling here. We've got some great guests. We got some great giveaways. I want to thank you folks. If you give yourself a round of applause, please. I'd like to thank you all for being here because this is what makes the show the show. All the places we go, people say, boy, we love the vendors being there. We love all those things that happen with the vendors. So thank you so much for being here because you guys are a very important part of the show. And I've said it in the past, it's great for me to be able to meet some of the people and work with some of the people that I grew up seeing in the magazines, and I see different places and things like that, manufacturers, people in the business. So thank you so much for letting me be a part of that. First things first, I'm going to have Tom Wilkerson coming up, and he's got some good stuff. You can give Tom a round of applause. He's a decent guy,
You can't see this, but I wrote this on the envelope, and we'll see if you know what this is. This says, from Price Waterhouse. Anybody know who that is? That's the accounting firm that does accounting for all the award winners of Golden Globes and stuff. They did that right here today. Can you not hear me? No? No? What's that? Can you hear me back there? You can? I'm getting a little bit of yes and no. I don't think there is a volume switch on here. No? He said I had to live right on this thing. Anyway, I decided just to write Price Waterhouse on this envelope is what I did. And we're going to read this off to you. This will be for the Elite Builder. All of you know, for some of you new folks here the first time, you get a ballot when you check in with me to vote on the Elite Builder for this year, and that happens every year, of course. This is our 19th year of doing this. Can you believe that? 19th year we've done this. You got to tell me if you can't hear me back there in those cheap seats. Okay. I want to welcome everybody to the 55th Street Rod Nationals. Again, this is our 19th year of doing the Builder Showcase. I want to start by thanking our sponsor, Mosier Engineering. If you'd give them a big hand, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. As we do every year, we invite 40 builders to show up. This year, we only had 2 cancellations, so we have 38 beautiful cars, really nice cars on that floor down there. And every year they just get better and better every year. And I want to thank everybody for showing up. Thank you very much for bringing such great cars. Thank you. This year, I was hoping you'd thank these builders, to tell you the truth, because I do, really. And this year, by your vote, and I got to tell you, this was really tight this year, really tight. And I'm just going to tell you that the 2 cars, there's 3 cars that were right at the top. And I want to read off, and these were in no particular order, but Riveting Rides Hot Rods with a 59 Impala was right at the top. What a great vehicle. What a beautiful car. And it's the first year they've ever been here, and what a neat car you got. Madison, right? Beautiful car. You did a great job. I don't know if it was you there voting for the car, but either way, very good. Platinum Custom Cars was right at the top with a 68 Dodge Dart. Another great car, really. And the car that won and selected for this award, are you ready for this? Revision Street Rods, Tyler Nelson, a 1951 Henry J. Deluxe. It'd sure be nice if Tyler would come up here, wouldn't it? Come up and let me give you this. And then we're going to take a photo of this right after this awards. We'll go downstairs and we'll put a big sign up and we'll take a picture for the magazine. Maybe we can get a few words of wisdom from Tyler here. You know, this guy's from South Dakota, Rapid City. I mean, this car was a grade 8 car this year. Can you believe that? Wow, South Dakota, you're the man.
Thank you. Thank you, Tom.
Say a few words for us. Come on. Got to get really close here.
I'd just like to thank the owner, Joe Fazzo, for allowing us to build that car. I'd also like to thank Roger Berman. He's helped out tremendously on that car as well. And then all the guys back at that shop that helped in that car. I mean, it would have never happened if it was just one person. You know, it's a whole team of people that help out on these cars. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
I've talked to him for 2 or 3 years trying to get him to bring a car up here, and he finally did. And he bought some really nice cars. Nick, I'm going to give this back to you. You got to speak really close in here, Nick.
You know, something about Tom is events that Tom does, like Pueblo's one of them. We do a poll to see how long it's going to take him to do the awards, because we have like a pool, not a poll, but we have a pool to see who gets the closest, whether it's going to be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, hour, 40 minutes. You get the idea. But Tom, thanks for being so brief here today. I was pleasantly shocked, actually, here. But up next, Will. Will's got Fit and Finish Award, because he is so fit and finished, right? Come on, Will.
I got to get real close to this mic here. So, now this is the first year for the Fit and Finish Award. The nominees for the Fit and Finish Award come from the winners of the Outstanding Use of Color winners for the 2023 and 2024 season. The sponsor for the Outstanding Use of Color is Clean Tools, the maker of Absorber. And NSRA would like to thank Clean Tools for their support. How about let's give them a round of applause. All right, we'll jump right into it. The 2023 Rocky Mountain nominees are Mark Schlegel with this 32 Chevy Coupe. Had to make sure it was there. Tim Cordova with his 56 Chevy pickup. The 2023 national nominees are Steve Hornbeck with this 56 Chevy two-door. Brent Middleton with a 57 Chevy Fleetline. And Gary Garman with a 55 Chevy two-door. The 2023 North nominees, Mark James with a 40 Mercury convertible. Oh. There it is. Jose with a 68 Chevy pickup was also from the North. The 2023 Northeast nominees, Keith Shand with a 56 Cadillac. And Bob Farrell with this 37 Ford pickup. 23 Southwest nominee, Ron Clifton with a 47 Ford sedan. And Kristen Hicks with a 71 Chevy pickup. Now we jump into the 2024 Western nominees. Butch Brown had a 55 Chevy pickup. Israel Gomez had this 65 Chevy Impala. The 2024 South nominee, Tim Ruse with a 37 Chevy sedan. And Danny Watson with this 37 Ford four-door. We'll jump into the 2024 Mid-America nominees. Tony Sessler with a 71 Dodge Demon. Dean Huggins with this 37 Ford Humpback. The 2024 East nominees, Jim Miller had a 26 Ford Touring. And Dave Warner had a 48 Studebaker pickup. Now, some of these, not all of them chose to come to Louisville, but they're down in the building out there next to Clean Tools. And I guess, I wish Chuck would have came up here to give out this award because it's really something special. But the fit and finish winner is Mark Schagel with his 32 Chevy Coupe. Mark, come on up. That's you get up there. You got to get close to the mic, like Tom says.
Well, I really put my heart in every car that I build, and especially this one. And this means the world to me. Thank you. Thank you.
All those vehicles obviously very well deserved. Beautiful. Nice job there as well. Up next, it's the pros pick. Mike Adams. Oh, no, Will's coming back to do that, it says here. Will's a busy guy, but my wife also told me, whatever you do, don't wear that stupid hat and those work boots. Boy, did I show her, right, huh? Yeah. All right, he's coming. He's coming, yeah. Once again, we want to thank you for being here. As I mentioned before, that's what makes the show so special, is having vendors like you folks here. You'd be surprised how many people tell me out there at the trailer that they really love having the vendors here. So thank you. Thank you for being here. All right, Will, you're up here again.
Okay, you got to put up with me a little bit longer here. Pro Pick of the Year. Once again, the nominees, Pro Pick of the Year, span the 2023 and 2024 season. The 2023 sponsor was Classic Instruments. 2024, Illumicraft stepped up to be the new sponsor. We would like to thank both of those two sponsors, and how about giving them a round of applause right now? Starting with the 2023 Rocky Mountain event, the nominee is Shannon Manley with a 55 Ford pickup. The 2023 national nominee, Jim Meyer with a 67 Chevy Nova. The 2023 North nominee, Tony Vestudo with a 55 Chevy. 2023 Northeast nominee, Lori Stanley with a 55 Ford Thunderbird. 2023 Southwest nominee, Ricky Morgan, had a 32 Ford pickup. 2024 Western nominee, Jeremiah Allen with a 54 Chevy sedan. 2024 South nominee, Chuck Savok. Chuck, how you say that? With a 35 Ford Coupe. 2024 Mid-America nominee, Chris Merrifield with a 41 Willis. And the 2024 East nominee, Dennis Strobel with a 50 Ford F1 pickup. And once again, you know, we invite all these nominees to come to the Nationals, and the ones that chose to are on display here. But I'm going to bring up now Dan Baker. And he's going to tell you who the top pro pick of the year is. I'm not going to tell you to get close to the mic. Tom's already done that enough.
Close to the mic. It was interesting. I tried to go around and meet with most of the car owners, and it's neat to see just how street running is, how the car matched the person's personality. How they did what they did, the thought behind it, all that kind of stuff was really awesome. I was joking with one of the owners, I forget which one it was. I says, now we're at the cream of the crop. It's the best of the best at each of the shows, and now they all come together. And I says, I should just like put all their names in a hat, close my eyes, pull one out because they're all that nice. But the winner that I chose was Dennis Strobel's 50 Ford F1. Your turn at the mic.
I'm gonna let my wife speak. She's a better speaker than I am.
Thank you very much. The two of us want to thank the Cork Design team and the fun we had with a 3.5-year build, and we are blown away. Thank you very much.
Make sure you have them show you that trophy, that plaque. That thing is awesome, too, if you haven't seen it yet, which you probably haven't. But up next, it's Manufacturer of the Year, Tom Vogley. If you'd come on up here, please. Let's hear it for Tom, if you would.
All righty. Each year, the NSRA recognizes the Manufacturer of the Year from the hundreds of companies that have supported this industry or hobby that we all love so much. For over 50 years, large companies and many mom-and-pop shops have received this honor because they've all lent something of importance to the riding experience. This year's award carries even more weight when you consider 4 generations of the same family have run this business for 87 years. In 1937, Frank Eaton, who was at the time an employee of Detroit Steel Products, an OEM supplier to Ford Motor Company and the largest spring supplier in the aftermarket, founded the company we are honoring tonight. When Ford required them to sell off their aftermarket division in 1937 in order to remain an OEM supplier, Frank bought the aftermarket division he had been managing for $11,000. He inherited all the employees and continued to run his business out of Detroit Steel's factory for 2 years, but in 1939 their lease was not renewed, so Frank and his wife Grace, who handled the bookkeeping, moved into a 14,000 square foot building next to Tiger Stadium on Michigan and Trumbull Streets in Detroit. His new landlord was Walter Briggs Sr., who also happened to own the Detroit Tigers. And after several failed attempts to park in Frank's new shop during the games, Mr. Briggs commented, "Anybody who's got the guts to stand up to me ought to own this building." So he sold it to Frank in the late 40s, and the company still resides in the same location. In the 50s, the second generation got involved in the business when Frank's son, Robert, and his sister and her husband, Walt Matthews, joined the company. Frank and Grace retired in the late 60s, along with Robert, who was having health issues. So Walt ran the company until he passed away in 1997. But still struggling with health issues, Robert came back and began grooming his son, Mike, to run the business, and in 1979, he took over the reins. During this time, the company was focused on heavy-duty truck markets, supplying and repairing springs for large trucks. In the early 80s, air ride suspension came on strong with the heavy trucks, slowing business. But by 1995, the light-duty spring market was so big they phased out of the heavy-duty business entirely. Because of Frank's early relationship with auto manufacturers, he received blueprints for every new spring they made, resulting in 24,000 spring blueprints dating back to 1893. In 1997, Mike and his wife Sandy attended the Street Rod Nationals East, and they returned home excited and recharged after discovering the incredible size of the street rod market. By the end of the year, they were taking orders for custom-fit springs for street rods. By answering a few basic questions about your vehicle, whether it's a restoration or a modified streetcar with either leaf or coil springs, the Eaton family has you covered. Mike credits his grandfather for saving all those blueprints that today allow them to make high-quality reproduction springs for around 166,000 different vehicles worldwide, or custom build them any way the customer wants. So the NSRA is proud to acknowledge Mike and Sandy Eaton, along with daughter Kim, for their drive and business ethics that make Eaton Detroit Spring the NSRA 2024 Manufacturer of the Year. You know, a funny thing happened to me. On my computer, I get a notice on my email that I got a Facebook posting. I don't know how to shut it off or nothing, so I just ignore it. But since I've been here, I got 4 notices about Sandy Eaton. Now, I don't know if it's the same Sandy, so we'll let her answer. Was your birthday Wednesday?
Happy birthday.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't know what I got wrong in there, but
Thank you. I'll guarantee you when my grandfather started this business in 1937, 87 years ago, he had no idea it would still be around today. He certainly had no idea that his great-granddaughter would be pretty much running it today. And he sure the heck had no idea that we'd still be making springs for the vehicles that he started making springs for. But none of this would be possible if it wasn't for the support of my dear wife of 55 years, Sandy. So,
Oh, now you're telling how old we are.
she had to lower her standards to marry me, so it's good. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
People that know me and have met me here, I've told them before, I've been in street rods, hot rods and stuff my whole life. My parents, my uncle, they were all in hot rods. They had cars in the old magazines in the 40s and Honk and some of those old magazines way back when. So it's been in my blood. But in the 70s, I started following the National Street Rod Association, and I was fortunate enough to work with a lot of the people in the National Street Rod Association because I'm from Pueblo. So I worked with Pat Newell, and I worked with Tom Biles, and I worked with Frank Sloop, and I worked with a variety of people. Bob Reynolds, can't say enough good about Bob Reynolds, man. They put a lot of work getting vendors and things like that in here. One of the guys that I met first, way before NSRA, way before any of those things, was a fellow Coloradan, Jerry Kennedy. Let's hear it for Jerry Kennedy. Individual of the Year is what he's coming up with.
Thank you very much, Nick. It's a pleasure to be back here again. Great to see a bunch of familiar faces out here of back when I started. I retired 4 years ago, and I have been blessed to have NSRA ask me to come back in the role that I held before, and it's neat. And as I spoke to Mike Eaton earlier, the reason is a lot of you don't come to Colorado or the events that I go to. I'll never see you. By coming here, there's no better place to gather the people of the many friends that we've all met across the country, and that's what I love to do. For many of you, just like many of us that are car guys, this is not a hobby, it is a passion. And hopefully we all have this passion, and you exhibitors are the ones that reflect that to the participants that are out there. And before I get started, I just wanted to say I spoke to my wife just a little bit ago. When they closed registration tonight, they had 8,793 registered for this year's event. So that's a big thanks. It would be a lot more if you would count those that are afraid of a little bit of rain. But the 8,793 are out there know that they won't melt. So at any rate, I will continue. Over 50 years ago, the National Street Rod Association began recognizing an individual of the year from within our industry. Each year, there are dozens of people that can qualify for this award, and over the years, NSRA has recognized individuals, husband and wife teams, and even families or groups of people working together for a common goal within the rodding world. In one way or another, they have inspired others to enjoy the process of dreaming about their car project, then gathering and buying the parts required to build it, and finally getting their dream out on the road to truly enjoy the entire rodding experience. Tonight, we are recognizing the accomplishments of a hot rod builder who started at the bottom and has risen to the top of his craft and beyond. It was 30 years ago tonight's honoree debuted a 37 Ford Cabriolet Phantom right here at this event in 1993. The response was so overwhelming, he stepped away from the family-owned WJ Body Shop in Gadsden, Alabama, to open his own hot rod shop. 4 years later, the shop's Hemi-powered 33 Ford Cabriolet earned a runner-up spot for Detroit Autorama's prestigious Riddler Award. The hits kept rolling out of his shop, and in 2006, a 71 CUDA dubbed G-Force sent shockwaves through the street machine world when it became the benchmark for design, form, and performance. Mattel took notice with the Hot Wheels version. 3 years later, he was back in Detroit with Duesenberg, a 1932 Ford B400 that swept the Riddler Award in 2009. Always a strong proponent of the National Street Rod Association and friendly mechanic for Vernon Walker's high-mileage 39 Chevy sedans, his shop also built the 2010 NSRA giveaway car. When it came time for the 50th Street Rod Nationals in 2019, our Individual of the Year went all out on the giveaway car and built a state-of-the-art 32 Ford Roadster featuring some of his new machine billet parts, including stylish radius rods, ladder bars, Kinmont-style safety stop disc brakes, and other accessories. Today, the shop offers an exclusive line of around 50 high-quality parts, including Heritage Series wheels. It would be remiss not to mention the shop's land speed projects, including Studebaker, a 53 Studebaker pushing for 300 mile an hour, or Old Smoky, a 54 Chevy 3100 with a Duramax diesel cranking 1,000 horsepower. The truck won the Chevrolet Design Award at SEMA in 2017. Throughout all of this growth, our honoree's wife, Angie, has always been at his side. whether cruising a roadster to an event or balancing the books. Recently, they ventured into a new chapter of their lives when they acquired the tooling, equipment, and proprietary manufacturing techniques of the closed Walker Radiator Works. After months of refurbishing the equipment and getting the same high-quality copper brass radiators into production, they immediately started adding new applications to align themselves with the market under Johnson's Radiator Works in Gadsden. With over 70 turnkey street rod, muscle car, and land speed projects rolling out of the shop, it proves the talented crew's work can't be tied to particular influence, but rather the extra detail that makes a Johnson's Hot Rod Shop project a true classic. Considering his relentless passion for hot rodding, the NSRA is proud to recognize Alan Johnson as the 2024 NSRA Individual of the Year.
Just mean I'm getting old.
No?
I don't know if I can talk or not. This blows me away. I don't think I'm old enough to be getting this award. This has been an awesome ride, and I couldn't have done it without everybody that's been part of it. I mean, Angie's been beside me since we were dating in high school, and all I wanted to do was these cars. And all the guys in the shop that's been there for me for 31 years, and our customers. I can't thank everybody enough for allowing this to happen and me to be able to live my dream. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
They want us to go this way for a picture.
All right, up next, it's the new product awards here, and Mike Adams is going to take charge on that. So, Mike, get real close to you don't have to get close to the microphone. I know you won't.
Well, I think he just thinks I'm loud, and I probably am. So this year we had 52 products entered. We're down a little bit than what we've been, but as everybody's seen, we kind of shortened up the room a little bit, so everybody didn't have to walk all over the place to look at the products. But this year in Group A, our top 3 vote getters are A02 Bowler Performance Transmissions with their 5/8 heater hose clip, A06 Classic Instruments, their digital air fuel gauge, and A11 JJ's Rods and Easy Firewall Boots with his 69 to 70 Mustang steering column and rubber seal mount. This year's winner is Bowler Performance Transmissions and their 5/8 heater hose organizer clip.
I just want to thank everybody here, and if you guys didn't do what you do building cars, we couldn't do what we do. So, thank you.
Up next is our Group B. This year's top 3 vote getters was B23 PowerMaster Performance with their chrome 64 to 89 GM one-wire alternator, B33 Phoenix Machine with their 54 to 55 Chevy truck gauge adapter, and B40 Vintage Airs 1957 Chevy car replacement controls. This year's winner is B33 Phoenix Machine with their 54 to 55 Chevy truck gauge adapters. Well, apparently they're not here. We'll make sure they get that to them. I'll get that to them tomorrow. Up next is Group C. Our top 3 vote getters this year was C47 Flaming River Industries with their 65 to 66 Mustang rack and pinion cradle with their steering column. C48 Flaming River Industries with their 33 Touch Start muscle car polish column. And C50 Vintage Air with their 1957 Chevy evaporator kit. This year's winner is Vintage Air with their 1957 Chevy evaporator kit. We kind of keep a little tally on anybody that's won, you know, up to 5 or more, and this is Vintage Air's 6th win, so.
You know, I just got to say, like every other company here, it doesn't matter whether you're building cars, whether you're manufacturing products, or whether you're doing anything else. We are only as good as our people. And we are really fortunate at Vintage Air, like so many y'all are, to have really good people in our design, in manufacturing, and people on the road selling for us. So thank you all for all your support over the years, because we wouldn't be anywhere if y'all didn't support our products. And another thing is the feedback we always get from our builders and customers as well, because that's really important to us. So keep that up, and thank you for all your support.
And then, you know, basically kind of a lack of participation. We've kind of phased out the D group of anything up and higher, and then it's just kind of back to 3 like we did years ago. So up next is our best safety-related product. Well, we really didn't have what one would call a true safety product entered this year, but there was enough people that looked around, looked at everything over, and they decided the best thing that would fit that bill is Flaming River Industries 65 to 66 Mustang rack and pinion cradle with the steering column.
Thanks to the judges, thanks to NSRA and the safety group to recommend us for this, and all the effort that you guys put into all this. Appreciate it.
Well, that pretty much does it for my part, so I'll let Nick close it out for us.
Well, once again, talking to people out there, which I get the pleasure of doing, actually, get to talk to everybody that comes up and having a good time outside. They all think all this is fun and games. They don't realize how hard a work you guys all put in, how much money it costs to come to events and be exhibitors, how much money and time and personnel it comes to do these things. And to be honest with you, I never did till I started driving that dually back and forth across the country, pulling that big trailer. So I have new respect for all of you that have been coming to these events for all these years and that are coming here today. So give yourself a big round of applause one more time, if you would, please. And thank you so much for being a part of the NSRA family. It looks like the only thing that's left here is my empty beer can, so I guess that means we're over. And thank you again for being here. If you'd like to grab some more food there, load up your plate again. There's plenty there if you'd like to grab some of that or for the road or whatever. Thanks again for being here.